Okay, great. So now we already have two pallets that we created in the last lessons, the balances palette and the system palette. So the system is responsible for storing the blockchain state, like block numbers, nonces, and so on. And the balances will store user balances, account balances. But now we want to actually build our blockchain, and blockchains, as we know, are composed by blocks. And the idea in this section is to start creating the infrastructure to create blocks and to execute blocks, to execute transactions within these blocks. And these transactions will be composed by different commands or things that we want to do inside the palette. So for example, I want to make a transfer, I want to update some value in another palette. So you can do, you can call all these methods that you have, all these functions that you have inside the balances will be commands or calls from the user to the blockchain. And so we are going to create a new file here called support.rs, and we are going to right now just copy and paste the existing code that is available here in the lesson. So you just copy and paste this code here, and we are going to go through all this code along the next lessons, but right now you just need to copy and paste, and then you need to add this file, this support file, to the main. So basically we will import the support here so we can use it in our blockchain. But right now we just need to understand what a block is, what a header is, what are all these concepts that we create here. So let's go one by one. So what the block will be the actual data that will be stored in our blockchain. So the block is composed by two components, the header and the extrinsics. So basically a block has some metadata about the block itself. In this case, it's just the block number, but in real blockchains you have like state roots, extrinsic roots, and different other fields in the header. And the extrinsics are actually the commands or the calls that are done to are inside the block. So remember, we are building a state machine. The state machine is composed by states that change when you send some input or commands or function calls. So state transition functions. So basically the extrinsic will be the list of calls from someone. So that's why we have a call and a caller. So whatever call it is, whatever caller it is. So basically each is extrinsic will be something related with someone that is calling something inside the blockchain. Also, everything will be done by a dispatch. So we will dispatch this block, we send this block to the blockchain to be dispatched, to be actually executed inside the blockchain and change the state based on those calls. So imagine that there is a call that says send whatever amount of money from Alice to Bob. This is the call, and who did this call? Alice, because only Alice can send money or send its own balance to other people, and the caller is Alice. The call is transfer, balance is transfer, and this will be one extrinsic, and a block can contain a list of different calls like this, and it will be dispatched. So every dispatch is a call to the actual function in the palette. So basically you have this abstract way of saying when you dispatch something, you have someone calling, you have a call that is done, and this trait will be implemented by each one of our pallets. So we will implement in each pallet this dispatch to map calls to functions that are created inside the balances palette. So for example, the transfer function will have its own call, like transfer call or whatever name you want to give to the transfer. So every time someone puts this call into the block, it will dispatch this instruction to this specific function over here. So basically this is what we are going to do in the next section. We have many lessons to finish it, but here is just an overview of what we are going to do in the next lessons.